Y'all feeling good?
Yes.
Marry. Glorify your own nation. Papa Garvey wants us to glorify our own nation. Papa Garvey wants us to remind ourselves what nationhood means to us. Yeah? Papa Garvey wants us to be clear what the difference between our nation and somebody else's nation. Creating, you can't, brothers and sisters, claim a nation that you didn't build. Do you understand what I'm saying? And anyone who stands at the head of a nation that you didn't build, whether he or she looks like you or don't look like you, that doesn't make that nation anymore your nation. And it doesn't make him or she your president. See if you understand what I'm saying, brothers and sisters.
Even though we live, but
I think some people disappointed today. You thought we was going to have our own president in a few minutes, right?
No.
Yeah?
No.
I'm upsetting it, right? Yeah. That's why you gone quiet.
No. Listen.
You want a president, right?
No.
That's what it is. You want a president. In our commentary, written by your spiritual leader, I belong to you, brother. I don't know if you own me. Right? I'll answer if anyone wants to own me as a spiritual leader this afternoon. I'll answer to that. Nationhood is a pan-African imperative. Pan meaning all. African meaning African people. The descendants, the indigenous people of the land of Africa. Those who perpetuate the DNA of the original people of the African soil. That's what makes us African. Not where we're born. Not what food we eat. All that's important. But what makes us African, no matter what we put in our belly, what makes us African, no matter where we're born on the planet, we could born in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, in a submarine at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, we're still African. Why? Because we perpetuate the DNA, the genes of our ancient ancestors, the original people of the soil of the African planet. That's what makes us African. Nothing else. Not more fancy than that. Okay, you all with me?
That's right. Come on.
It is a race-first objective, which envisions African nations ruled and governed by African people. Listen, brothers and sisters, for and in the interest of African people. We're defining our own nation now. This is what we mean by nation. A nation created by African people for and in the interest of African people.
That's right. Plain and straight.
This must not be confused with puppet regimes presiding over economic slave states in the interest of white or Arab supremacy. We have economic slave states, brothers and sisters. Not only in our motherland, but in the Caribbean. We have economic slave states. That is not because we never had a genuine desire to build a genuine nation. No. After independence, we had some good people who rose up at the helm of a genuine effort to build African nations for and in the interest of African people. But what happened to them?
Break it down.
What happened to them? They were all attacked. Some were murdered. Some were exiled. Some were mean. Persecuted. Toppled. Because the old so-called colonial master, now the vicious neo-colonial beast, refused to leave us alone.
Refused to.
and use some of the most misguided among us to turn against our genuine efforts to reconstruct African nationhood. Are you all with me, brothers? And at the helm of this neo-colonial onslaught on the efforts of African people to reconstruct African nations was a place or a nation called the United States of America. Let's hold that in our minds, brothers and sisters, because that's very, very important. This, right, so we've read that bit already. Nationhood is obtainable first by developing the idea, then the ideology, then the vision, then institutionalizing and propagandizing this, and then transmitting it to the next generation.
That's right.
Let us bequeath this most noble ideal to our posterity with all the passion and zeal we can master.
Yes, indeed.
Mustering up. You see, brothers and sisters, if you go amongst any other community, or just eavesdrop into any other community, or just cast your eye, peep if you can get a little view into any other community that coexists in this country, and you will see how they organize themselves as a matter of cultural and religious prerequisite. They teach their children. They instill the value of culture. They instill the value of religion, all from an indigenous perspective. They instill the principle of nation building. Even though they are living outside of their own nations, they have a commitment. They build a replica of their nation in alien countries. They focus their children on the nations from whence they came. And they are committed as a community to building up their own nations. I'll never forget when this guy Maxwell, Robert Maxwell, the newspaper baron, who died some years ago in some kind of, amid some worth of scandal. Although there's a theory he's alive and kicking in Israel. Because his body was never found, if I remember correctly. He was never found. Yeah, he was supposed to have committed suicide or something or another, right? But interestingly, he was supposed to have left a huge amount of money towards the state of Israel because he was a Jew. You all with me, brothers and sisters? And you can guarantee that all of these synagogues that you see around and all of these mosques have a commitment to sending monies home for the building and the maintenance of their own nations. And we have to instill that in our children. You all with me, brothers? So against this backdrop, brothers and sisters, I want to evoke the question that we were grappling with on Kuumba evening, Friday evening, at our normal session.